Maguire, right now, we sell him. Who the hell in our team right now has played as good as him so far this season?
The manager has no responsibility, and I just think, I'm not really impressed with him. I think he's a good manager, but I just think
I don't think
maybe the poison has got to him too.
That's what I think it is.
But it's hard to turn around that Man United poison, bro.
Fit Liverpool squad with their best players is a scary sight.
Yes.
Yo, it's your boy H Black the Sauce, Harry Pinero, and welcome back to the Inside Scoop with me and the one and only Culture Cams.
Yes.
Guys, before we get to anything, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because we need those subscribers. I can't lie, we've been getting a few numbers still.
It's getting better. It's getting better.
I think 20K by the end of the year.
We can do that.
Yeah, inshallah.
We can do that.
Inshallah.
We can do that.
Also, like to add, tonight, we will be dropping a first ever, live stream. Culture Cam's too busy for me, so he won't be there, but we've got Avellino, Man United against Chelsea tonight, so be there. But anyway, Cams, first and foremost, how are you?
All good, man. All good, Premier League's going on. The results ain't going greatest for us, but I'm all right, man. There's been some good football in the league, so I can't complain. How are you, mate?
I don't think there's been great football,
You don't reckon?
Nah.
Across the league?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's been decent.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody has been just figuring themselves out.
Okay.
Obviously, Man United have had probably the worst out of the bunch because obviously we're the biggest club in English football. But I think a lot of teams are showing that not everybody's up to speed yet.
Yes.
I believe the league's going to kick into place next year.
You reckon?
I think that's when we start to see a bit of structure. But as it stands for me, I think there's a 3-horse race as it stands.
I agree.
Between Man City, Arsenal and Liverpool.
Yeah.
Obviously Arsenal played yesterday. I think for me, I've been saying it, I've said this on the show a lot. They're showing title credibility with the way they're playing because they're not playing incredibly well, but they're getting those wins, those clutch wins that I associated Manchester United with at one time. Those last minute, last opportunity, never giving up to the end. And obviously against Luton yesterday, I think that's not a game that you would associate Arsenal with conceded 3 goals and almost looking like they're going to lose the game. But they showed a lot of character in that game. And of course, our boy, Declan Rice, pulled it out of the bag as usual. This is what he does. Like, he's that player.
He's the guy,
and
man.
I don't even think Arsenal signed him for that.
They didn't.
But he's becoming that player. Like, talk to me about you because I know you speak a lot about Arsenal.
Yeah.
And you've agreed with me when I've said certain things. What did that game show for you in terms of like Arsenal's credibility for this time round? You know what happened last season, but what's different about this team for you?
Belief. It's the belief, bro. This team believe they should be winning every single game. And, a lot of people, I think there was a record, I'm not too sure. I think Declan Rice scored at the end, but I'm not sure if he broke it. But Arsenal's last 11 scorers have been 11 different players, or something like that. It's just the belief they have in themselves, in this team. A lot of people are thinking maybe because they haven't got that goal scorer like a Haaland or a Salah, that they might not be able to get over the line. But every single player knows what their contribution is to that team. You know what I mean? And that's why they're scoring goals so late. Bro, we used to do it back in the day because it'll get late and you'll look at the other team, they're dropping 6, 7, 8 yards into their box. And they know, they look at the clock, oh no.
When you see
do you know
Fergie
what I mean?
with the chewing
They
gum,
see
when he
Fergie.
slaps that extra
When they see
there.
Fergie talking to the 4th official, they know, it's getting long. And that's the same thing right now that's going on with Arsenal. They just believe, and I see it from the fans as well. There's something about it where it's like that confidence. I wrote when it went to 3-3, I said, tweeted a dagger is coming. You saw that?
Yeah.
Bro, because this is what Arsenal do now. So we can't be surprised about it. Now look, some people are going to say, the performances ain't great and stuff, but let's be realistic. How many games should Arsenal have lost this season? They lost against Newcastle, which is a game that was 50-50, and that was controversial. Arsenal could easily be unbeaten this season. Easily. Do you know what I mean? So you can talk about the sustainability about it, but they're showing it is sustainable. With 15 games this season, they're top of the table. They've conceded the least. Well, with Liverpool, we'll see what happens today. But I just think that belief in them now is a lot different than before. And they're learning from last season. You know what I mean? Last season, okay, they scored late goals as well. But they're learning. We are this team, bro. We are a big team. So that's why you score late goals. Why do you think we don't see the worst teams in the league scoring late goals all the time? Because they don't have that aura, that belief, and that's what Arsenal have right now, man.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think for me, what I have seen different from Arsenal is that it's not always about playing well and then, you know, losing that game because you played well and so on and so forth. I think Arteta said to them, listen, it's not how you win it, just get the W. And I think the belief stems from how they literally, like the box for Luton yesterday was just full of Arsenal players. And that's because they believed that there was another goal in there. And it was like after 96 minutes and they still believed. And I think that has been a prelude for the whole season. Against Man United, they didn't give up. For Newcastle, I think they should have won that game. They should have got something from it, but their heads didn't drop and they continued going. And for me, I think the likes of Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard, their role was a bit different. I think last season they had like a free roam. I think a lot of the players that play against them now try their best to close them down, but there's always another player. Trossard can come in. Havertz, who we laughed at, he's thrown egg in our face. He's been probably, you know, a very clutch player.
Last 3 games.
And this is the belief system that I think Arteta, honourable mention to Arteta, because he's instilled some sort of belief in them that they believe that, you know, last season was a massive mistake on their part, but they're not going to make that mistake this season. And for me, they've been, in terms of like consistency, the most consistent team in the Premier League right now. And I don't really see a team that can defeat them apart from the Man Cities or the Liverpools. And that will basically prove to me whether or not they're title challengers. But I wanted to touch on the fact that they don't have a striker who is scoring a lot of goals. Do you reckon down the line in the season that Gabriel Jesus or Eddie Nketiah not being, you know, consistent prolific goal scorers will have an effect on them actually trying to get this Premier League title?
It could. Look, it could. You always want to, in every game, walk into a game and say, listen, this guy's going to score. Like sometimes you feel like City are 1-0 up already because they got Haaland. Do you know what I mean? But I seriously think if Jesus stays fit all season, yes, he might not score as many as Haaland, but what he offers and what he will contribute to that team will allow Martinelli to score more goals, will allow Saka to score more goals. I know Martinelli's only got 2 goals this season, but it will allow other players to score, and he will get his as well. Like, I know he's not as clinical as the rest, but he will still get his goals. And it is a little bit of a concern. That's maybe something they can look at and be like, we're not a complete side yet. But they still have opportunity to potentially maybe grab an Ivan Toney or something in January. So we'll see what they do there. But every team have something. Liverpool, the DM situation. Is that going to stop them from winning league? Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that can play a part in it. But I just still think, like, when you look at Arsenal, it's a different Arsenal. Yeah, like, and we said this last season about the season before Arsenal. Like, it's a different one. And each year, Arteta's showing something different. You know, a lot of people thought that, you know, Arteta's going to do this kind of like baby Pep kind of thing, right? And of course, there's some principles that are a little bit the same. But I always say, yeah, a team reflects their manager. It's a fact. You look at the way Klopp is as a person. Liverpool represent that.
You
see, and they play.
Yeah, it's rock and roll.
They play like that. They play like that. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at Pep Guardiola. He's a bit of a nutcase, and his team, his formations, and they're wacky. They're crazy. He's doing things that we couldn't imagine. And Arteta, look at how he is in the press conferences. Look at how he moves. What is he? He's a fighter, bro. He's a fighter. And his team are now fighters, bro. That trio, Declan Rice, Saliba, Gabriel, that's a solid unit, bro. That's a unit right there. That's fighters. And the rest of the team show it as well. So that's the biggest compliment I can give Arsenal. They're going to keep going. They're going to keep fighting, regardless of if they ain't got the striker. But I do think Jesus needs to stay fit. If they have Nketiah there for the whole season, not saying that he will throw away their title hopes, but it is a little bit, you know, the quality does reduce. You know what I mean? So if Jesus stays fit, I'm not too worried for Arsenal, honestly.
I think they've got one problem, though.
I know what you're going to say.
Their goalkeeper situation. Now, if we're talking about fumbling, I think Ramsdale and Raya have been a victim of that. I don't know who's worse out of the two. Obviously, you know, you had your situation with Ramsdale's dad and you sent for him. So I don't think you should be around the North London area anytime soon, because that guy, if he sees you, I think it's crazy. You can't publicly come for a man's dad like that. But Raya yesterday made 2 questionable mistakes. Yeah. The first and the second goal. Do you think, like, in a game against Luton, obviously it was a very high-scoring game for a club that I didn't think would give Arsenal that much pressure. Yeah. But at Luton's ground this season, you see how tight the stadium is. Their fans are incredible. They make a lot of noise and stuff. So I think the occasion, and also honourable mention to Ross Barkley, he played really, really well yesterday. He had a few players on toast yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
But I don't think that, you know, Raya is a world-class keeper. Neither do I think Ramsdale is. That situation, how important is that going to be for the season? Because he's not going to... One thing I know about Arteta, he's always going to back his players. He publicly said that Ramsdale ain't going nowhere in January. with the mistakes that they are able to make, how do you think that can impact them this season as well?
I can't lie. That's the biggest concern for me as well. Their keepers are not good enough, in my opinion. I just don't think their keepers are good enough. Raya, Ramsdale, I think Ramsdale's over-emotional. You know what I mean? Over-emotional.
He's a
no
podcaster
emotional
as well.
Control, what you say?
Yeah, he's a podcaster as well.
Well, his dad is.
No, him as well.
Is
They
he?
love a podcast.
There we go.
Them in front of a mic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Saying that he can't concentrate for full 20 minutes or something
he
like
went
that.
on a podcast with a guy called Mr. Islam. And I said,
What?
I'll send you the clip. Mr. Islam. Now, brother Ramsdale, if you're trying to convert to Islam, it's a mosque. Go take a shahada. Mr. Islam. Yeah, crazy. Lost his also.
But yeah, I just think that, and then Raya, I mean, what is he, 5'10"? You know what I mean? A 5'10" goalkeeper or something like 5'11". You see with the crosses, especially deep crosses or corners, it's a struggle. And many teams are now going to look at that and be like, do you know what? Let's just stick a couple men in front of him and see what happens. And we saw Luton do it. You know what I mean? They got a goal from it. We've seen, I think it was Newcastle with the deep cross as well. There's a lot of issues that Raya has, and that could be their biggest issue. You know what I mean? Obviously, forget injuries. You know, even with their strongest 11, I think that's the weak link in their team, man. I just don't look at Raya and Ramsdale as title-winning keepers. When you think about keepers that have won the leagues over the years, I do not look at either of them as that level. But listen, you got to go and do it, because all of a sudden they do it, and they're a title-winning keeper, you know what I mean? So
what we're saying is nonsense,
yeah, I'm saying, but just looking at it, like, it's a glaring weakness in the Arsenal team. You know what I mean? It's a glaring weakness. Every week, I feel like one of them are making a mistake. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's why I get it. Some fans are going to talk about, that's why Ramsdale should be playing. He's not really a big upgrade on Raya. But listen, it's the manager's decision. It is what it is. Get on with it. But that is the weak link in Arsenal's team. I think so, bro. That's what I think anyway. What do you think about the title race, though? Because I think this is the first time it could be a 3-horse race since probably 2013-14, when Chelsea with the little horses, City won it, Gerrard slipped.
Yeah.
That was, if you look at the table, I think they're all like 4 points within each other. I think this season can do it. And what I love about it is that each team are different.
Yeah.
Arsenal are now basing themselves on being solid. City, they're the methodical ones, you know, the methodical, precise approach. And Liverpool are just like, yo, do you know what? We're going to just try to outscore every man. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I like it. It's different. You know what I mean? What do you think? Like, how do you see that panning out?
Well, I think for me, you know, Man City have always been there. And we know how Man City are. Once the turn of the year happens, they turn into a different monster. They don't even have KDB at the moment right now.
That's scary.
Who is, you know, arguably
he's the best player in the league.
Yeah, best player in the league on his day as well. He's just outrageous and he's unbeatable to play against. But I think the reason why I think it's a bit difficult for Liverpool in this situation is because I don't think that they have the full squad that they would want. And I think over the course of the few games we've seen, the last game they almost lost it, if not for Trent's incredible performance, right? And I think that's the difference between, I think, Liverpool in comparison to Man City and Arsenal. Now, Man City won it last year. Arsenal was very, very close. Arsenal are a better team than they were last year. And I don't think that Liverpool are a better team in terms of the signings that they've bought. I think they've got a decent midfield, but that DM situation and the right back, is Trent going to be a right back or is he going to be a DM? Because I said I prefer him when he's in midfield. And when he was in midfield, that's why they won. So I think for that reason, it will be a bit difficult. But I think it's going to go up to about March or April, and then we'll know. Then it will become a
who's going to fade. You reckon? Yeah,
that's
somebody will fade away. What you think? It'll be Liverpool that fade away.
I think as it stands right now, I think Liverpool have that mistake in them because they're not firing really with Darwin Núñez. Like, I think their goal contributions over the last 10 games from Diaz, Núñez hasn't been great. I think they've had to rely on, you know, other players. Whereas, you know, Salah's always got an assist or a goal in him. I think if that front three was all firing, then I think it would be a different conversation. With City, I just think
you just got to give them champions respect, innit?
Yeah, like until they show me different, I can't ever knock them out. But for me, I think where I'm sitting right now, I think it's, for me, Arsenal, it's just they're not trying to play. I think if they
right now, you got Arsenal as champs.
As it stands right now, the way I look at it like now, I think Arsenal, until KDB comes in.
No. Don't give me the asterisk.
No, I'm just saying. Look,
right now, who do you have winning the Premier League?
Arsenal. And the reason why I'm saying the reason why I'm saying that is because every test that they've faced, right, they've been able to have something, an answer for it.
Yeah.
And for me, you know, like the Man City game against Spurs was an indication that they may not be as strong as they were before. Something's not
defensively. They're not there.
Something's not there. Like I think that usually with Man City, you just know once they get the lead, it's collapse. But their heads dropped a bit, and they was making a bit more mistakes as well on the ball as well. Whereas with Arsenal, again, I said it's because it was Luton. That's why it's kind of like, oh my god.
But when you look at it, individual errors, man.
It's individual errors, but collectively they got the result done. Yeah. So it burns me to say this. Like I always say this, bro. If there's an Arsenal hater, and there's only one in the world, it's Harry Pinero. Like I hate Arsenal with all my guts. My dad calls me, bro. He calls me to say, like, when are you gonna congratulate? And I just don't.
Bro, that's what I mean. Congratulate what? Bro? They ain't won the league yet, bro.
But you know what it is, though? This is karma. This is karma. Imagine living in a house with a son that you really want to be an Arsenal fan. Yeah. And he's saying UNITD. He wanted to disown me, but now he's getting his payback. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good one, a very entertaining one, because the quality in all three teams are there to be seen. But what about you? Where do you think the title's going to go as it stands right now?
But each week that goes, I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, Arsenal have the champion credentials. You know what I mean? Of course. I think Liverpool are the same level though. I do think Liverpool are the same level as Arsenal. I think they're just a different type of team. You know what I mean? And some people could see it as, but it's funny because people say Liverpool are conceding, but they've conceded the same amount as Arsenal.
I just look.
You know what I mean? The thing is, it's just, they do like, okay, if you're looking at the underlying metrics, XG and all that, they have conceded more XG and stuff than Arsenal. Arsenal are the lowest in the Premier League. So that shows that Arsenal are quite formidable, you know what I mean? Whereas Liverpool, you can get behind them. But I just think, but then they have the highest XG, Liverpool. So it's like, it's the contrast. Yeah, I mean, I still think Liverpool are the same level because they have world beaters in their team, bro. Like, look, Arsenal are a fantastic team. They have players on the cusp of world class, they do. Maybe you can say Saka's world class, maybe. Depends on where you sit on that. Declan Rice, depends where you sit on that. Saliba. But Liverpool have bona fide world class. Alisson is world class. Van Dijk is world class. Salah is world class. Trent is world class. They have some serious... You just need a few players and they can carry you over the line, bro. You see last season with Man United, Casemiro, when he was playing at a world-class level, Varane, they just carried us through some games. You know what I mean? You didn't need every man to be firing on all cylinders. And I think Liverpool can do that.
But I will say, though, if you're competing for the title and the two teams that you're coming up against are in quote-unquote world-class form, right? You can sit here for hours and talk about how great City are. But I think for Liverpool to get that title back, they need a fit Andrew Robertson. They need Konate back in the team. And they need to sort out that midfield. And they need Nunes and Co to be firing. Because that's the only way they're going to overlap Arsenal or they're going to make... Because for me, I think the title usually comes down to when they face each other. Yeah. When they face each other, I think that's where you look at the game and be like, okay, Liverpool. Because Liverpool, to get a result against City, that was in the dying members of the game, really. And it was like, they didn't really play that well. And City, again... just weren't at it.
City are not winning their big games.
And that's why I'm saying that. See Arsenal, they're just going to keep going ahead. Bro, I'm telling you. So you're right in that regard. I do feel like, to backtrack on what I said about Liverpool not being a better team, I'm not saying that they don't have the players to. Yeah. They just all need to be firing. Yeah. A fit Liverpool squad with their best players is a scary sight.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think I'm still, again, listen, I just got to give them champions respect and still say I think Man City are going to do it. Yeah. I just heard Pep's part. Yeah, we will win it again. Yeah. I believe we will win it again. And man said like, yo, man was dissing Carragher, man was dissing Gary Neville, Michael Richards, all of them.
Carragher's clapback was elite though.
Yeah, it was alright.
That was elite. He goes, if I had 115 charges against me, and Pep would say
if.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
You didn't.
Like Cam, if I had 115, nations and stuff,
Like, I hear him.
Yeah, but you know what it is, Like, I just got to say, like, we got to remember, all right, look, everybody talks about injuries with their squads. And we always kind of, when Man City have injuries, kind of be like, whatever. They got bare man or whatever. But if you look at Man City's team, they're not like mad stacked. They're not as stacked as people think. You're missing out on KDB, the best player in the league, and in my opinion, the best defender in the league in John Stones. Bro, that's elite players that you're missing out on. When they come into the team, City have way more control when Stones is playing. They concede far less. And then when KDB is playing, they score more. Haaland is better when he's there. And he is the X factor. He is the match winner in that team in terms of who can do something out of nothing. It's KDB most of the time. So I still just think if City are within touching distance after Christmas, and KDB starts lacing him up. Because right now he's like Goku, bro. You know when Goku was sitting, waiting, and every man's getting punched up by Frieza and that, and Goku's just there
in
waiting.
the chamber, yeah.
Just waiting. He's just waiting. Like, let me free, bro. Let me free. All right, what's going on? You know what I mean? That's KDB right now. He's just waiting. He's in the chamber. And when it's time, he's going to look around. Oh, what? 11 games to go. Say no more, we're going to win 11 in a row. That's how easy it can be. So I'm still going to go Man City, but Arsenal definitely concerning me a little bit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But let's move on anyway. Let's move on to, obviously, Man United dominate the news all the time. Player power, journalists getting banned, all sorts of stuff is going on at the moment. And what do you think about the situation going on? First of all, the player power, because there's all this stuff coming out, that leaks coming out. The players don't like the training. They're saying they're running for no reason. Players are saying apparently they're not happy with Anthony signing. They're confused at the Højlund signing, Weghorst, Mason Mount. What do you think about this? And because we've been here before. We've been here before. I don't even want to ask you how do we resolve this, because you can't give me that answer really. But what do you actually think about the player power situation at Man United? And actually, I will ask you, how can it be contained?
I've said this for the longest, and it's going to sound like a broken record, I think Manchester United, the way we are run as a club, the ethos of our club, what it means to be a Manchester United player, has been lost in transition. I think if you ask anyone who worked at the club when Fergie was there, and you ask them when Moyes came in, you can probably see the shift in mentality. I came across a clip of Fergie speaking to Welbeck when he was younger and a few young academy players. And he mentioned what he has in his room, which is a picture of, them building the Empire State Building. And it's like, I think 11 guys on a ledge. And basically, he's saying that, a lot of people died. If 3 people dropped, if one person dropped, 3 people try and save them. Yeah. That's the essence of what Man United is. As a team, we're not a collective anymore. It's individuals, and you can see it in the way we play. You can see it in the way, when people are coming off the buses, we don't look like a team of
they're coming off the bus with
with no vibes. There's nothing about Manchester United that you can associate with a club right now. So the player power has always been a problem. We've seen countless managers have the same issue, from Moyes to Mourinho to Van Gaal. It's nothing new here. We're having the same conversations time and time again. My issue is, if these players were actually doing well on a pitch, I could understand that you have...
Like Chelsea.
Yeah,
remember Chelsea? They'll get any manager out and they'll win the league
and they'll win the league. We had John Mikel here on 5, and he was explaining about who those key players were that made those decisions.
List them names, bro.
John Terry.
Winner.
Didier Drogba.
Winner.
Do you get me? Frank Lampard.
Winner.
These players, they've done things. You guys have not done anything to have that sort of... power, cojones to even say that you don't like this, you don't like that.
Yeah.
And for me personally, you can say Ten Hag hasn't been the best manager for Manchester United, but with these same crop of players, we was able to finish third and win a trophy, and also get into a final. So the way Ten Hag has this club right now, probably it's not showing him how good of a coach he is. Because these players, they bought into that in the beginning of the season. When we lost 2 games on the spin, he went and done a run with them, and then we went into a run. Now, I think there's certain players that are just not good enough for Manchester United, and that's just the facts. They're not good enough. And if you feel like, that you have more power or more control over your manager, get out of the club, bro.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'll start naming names, innit? I feel sorry for 2 players in one regard, is Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford for one thing.
No, I don't feel sorry.
No, listen to me. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Yeah.
When you first came to Manchester United, when you first emerged on the scene, these were fast players, attacking players that you could see, if they are coached well, then they're going to be great players, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Man United's coaching system develops players at all.
Yeah,
I can't remember a player that's come through Manchester United, gone out the door, and been a great player. But also mentality. You got to look at it as a player. Your legacy is what is left with you. For the fact that Rashford's not running no more, Rashford body language is all over the place, you're showing me you're a weak-minded player. So if you're the one of those players that are saying I don't like this, you're not doing anything on the pitch anyway. At least with Martial, we've known for a long time that he's been finished. But we don't expect anything from him. The fact that he's still at the club is because of the big contract. That's another thing to do with the club. So I feel like the way the club is, the way the players are, it's a recipe for disaster. So as a fan, I don't expect anything. Every game I'm just looking at is hopefully we can get a win. As long as we can finish fourth, hopefully. Then I look at like behind closed doors. Why is it always that our club gets the leaks? Why is it always our club?
Let me tell you why.
Go on.
Listen, everybody talks about same players, All I hear about Manchester United is it's always the same thing. It's the same players. We need to clear out. It's the same. The word is always.
But who are these pricks?
I'm going to name them pricks. I'm going to let me not even call them pricks.
No, they're pricks. Who are they? Who are they?
Let me name them. The only people. Everybody talks about long-serving players, same players. These are the only guys that have been long-serving at Manchester United, right? Rashford, Bruno, Maguire, McTom, Dalot, Wan-Bissaka, Martial, Luke Shaw, and Lindelof. Them 9. So if anybody's going to talk about same players,
it's them lot.
It's these 9 who've done nothing for Man United. You scored a couple goals.
Name a world beater there.
None. There's not one world beater here.
Name a player there that genuinely has achieved so much so that they can sit back and say, you know what? I've won it all.
None.
When Casemiro says these things, you've won 5 Champions League, my brother.
Look, people were saying it could potentially, remember it was talk about De Gea, there was talk about Pogba, there was talk about Lingard. These were the part of the guys that were part of the same players bracket. They're gone. Same things are happening. So can we first address these 9 players who have been at the club this long? Because everyone's talking about clear out. But then if I was to tell you right now, all right, Luke Shaw's got to go, everyone will say, why? No, he's one of the best left backs. No, if I told you Rashford has got to go, people would say, no, Bruno, no, he's been the only one that's been saving us over the years. So nobody turn around, and talk about same players because you're not prepared to see them same players leave the club. It's like when people say same players, who are you blaming? Just McTominay and Lindelof? Is it McTominay, Dalot?
Do you know what
you just want them? You know what I'm saying?
Because
now Maguire's our new saviour, right? He's the only one playing well. He was
the one. But listen, this is the issue.
Bro, get rid of all 9 of them, bro.
We're prisoners of the moment.
All of them, bro.
We're prisoners of the moment, bro. I can't see any player in that team right now, Against pros. You know what made me realise it? Against Newcastle, we looked like boys. It was a boys to men job. That's what it looked like. It looked like these players, especially because that team's younger than Man United. And they showed determination.
With more injuries.
With more injuries. They're fighting for the team as a collective. That's what I see when Man United are playing. It looks like, well, I just go to work. You know, like when you're at work, I work with my man. After I clock out, I don't even chat to him. That's what it looks like. There's no cohesiveness. And that's why Man United will never be successful. As long as those players are still there, those players are, leaking out how they don't like Ten Hag. These players are not giving their all. What saved us, is individual brilliance. But individual brilliance doesn't get you titles, bro.
Nope.
There's a collectiveness that has to be part of the club. And that's what is missing so far. Then, see with Ten Hag, yes, you've made some signings that are crap, but the DNA of Man United is non-existent. Go and ask someone what Man United do. What type of football do you play? You know what they'll say to you? Bismillah. That's the football we play. God willing. That's the football we play. Because we go onto the pitch and we hope that we're going to win. There's like, bro, for example, we've got one of the best young talents that I've seen come through Man United with Kobbie Mainoo, If Kobbie Mainoo stays at Man United in his current state, he's going to be washed. Simple fact. Because you're playing as a 6, right? You need ball players around you. Why is your 2 number 8s further up forward?
They're strikers, bro.
Why are they strikers? So when you get the ball, who are you passing to? You're going to pass to Scott McTominay or you're going to pass back to Harry Maguire. So when it comes down to now we lose the ball up there, he's got 3 midfielders running at him. That's how players injure themselves because you're doing way more running than you need to. Why are we pressing? Why is our wingers pressing a centre-back and a right-back or a centre-back and a left-back? Then all it takes is one little pass in midfield and then we're breached. So for me personally, for it to work, because you asked me how are we going to resolve this situation, Ten Hag has to be very brave and say, you know what? The players that don't want to play, go and sit over there. Go do what Sancho's doing. Go be at 21 Savage concert with your chains out. Go do that. Because that essentially is what you want to do rather than play football, innit? And pick the players. I'd rather we fucking don't win no games, but at least I know every game we're trying and we're getting better. Because these players ain't doing nothing apart from adding to our wage bill, bro.
Yeah.
Why does Martial want to leave the club? Why? When you're getting
he
paid
wouldn't. He wouldn't need to.
Where's he gonna go?
He wouldn't
Because if
need
he
to.
leaves Man United,
This is his last
he's gonna be
payday.
in Montpellier
Yeah.
or Slava Prague.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Getting racial abuse. At least over here, we don't even say the N-word, so he's lucky. Do you know what I'm trying to say, bro? I'm telling you, bro. So it's just like, I don't want these players. And for me, bro, I drive 4 hours to go watch that club, yeah? And man's, God willing, man's in a beautiful position where I can afford to go and watch these games. There's people that can't and still go and watch the games, yeah? And this is what you're seeing. Everton, yeah, have never won anything big. And look how their fan base are mad that their players are not doing what needs to be done. It's the same across the board, bro. If you want to play for a top team, put the effort in.
Yeah.
You know us English fans, all we care about is running.
Yeah.
Just run.
Yeah.
Even if I was faking it, I've gone to work and pretended to be typing.
Yeah. Have you seen that meme where it's like how to look busy at work?
Yeah.
And it's just some guy walking really fast in the office.
But that's it though.
He's just walking like
if you're not doing the bare minimum, if you're not doing what needs to be done, do the bare minimum. That's why I can never ever Scott McTominay's clocked the game. Just run around.
Yes.
Just run around and clamp.
Aimlessly. As well.
It looks great because your compilation would be ba 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 ba. But it's useless, bro.
Yeah.
And man laughs. And the reason why I'm saying like, look, Jamie Carragher said something incredible the other day. He said, look, him and Roy Keane. Rashford's 26 years of age. You're not a baby no more.
This is what I'm saying. This is your prime.
You are an adult.
You're prime.
You're a prime player. And your attitude to any other young player coming through, if they're looking at Rashford as the star boy, or star boy is not even Saka's a star boy.
Yeah.
You're looking at as the main player, and you're not doing the bare minimum. You lose the ball, you get skipped past, and you're jogging. Like it's like he's saving his energy for a rave later on. I don't want to
because it's definitely not for dribbling. Because
it's not for
that guy's touch is going here, there, everywhere, fam.
Bro, he's got with all due respect to AFCON. Yeah, he's got that.
He's saying that Genepo.
That you know that touch where it hits the shin and all your head vuvuzelas. He's got that touch right now. Finingua.
Yeah, it's true. Gosh, it's the truth. But look, the thing is, this is why I'm saying, if United have a potential lifeline, the potential lifeline is the fact that we're getting a new part owner, He needs to come in, and if he is bringing in his CEO, if he is bringing in this deal, blah, blah, they need to come in and just strip it all off. That's what they need to. That is the lifeline right now. This owner needs to come in and be like, all right, this is the wage bill. These are the players, blah, blah, blah. You want to go. I'm going to try to put you on the market. Boom. This is the opportunity that Man United have to actually do a clear out. Because what did Todd Bowley do? Todd Bowley walked into Chelsea, saw all of this and was like, what's going on here? You know what I mean? He got rid of everybody. He sent 10 players out in one summer. You know what I mean? And now listen, it might not be working for Chelsea right now, but I promise you, Chelsea still have a long-term vision. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're still going to add to this. I want to see that from Man United. Come in, see what's going on. Lindelof. How
the ice
is Lindelof still at Man
The ice
United?
has melted.
This is what I'm saying.
The ice has flipping melted.
Global warming hit time ago, bro.
All I'm seeing is drip, drip, drip.
This is what I'm saying, bro. Like
ice, man.
It's crazy. So it's like some of these players have been here too long, and it's funny because United bring in players like Casemiro, Varane, and stuff, and they're the ones that are going to go first. You know what I mean? Now, maybe rightfully so. Casemiro's looking a bit washed up. Varane. I don't think he's washed right now, but Ten Hag has his ways, whatever. But personally, for me, if I'm Sir Jim and I walk into Man United, players are going, many, and the manager is going for me. You know what I mean? That might sound it's controversial for a lot of people, but I just don't see it turning around. I'm looking at his methods, I have to look at his methods because a lot of people want to not associate anything to a manager. All right, the results, it's the players. Poor preseason and that, it's the players. Bad signings, it's the board. What the hell is the manager's responsibility at this football club? Man management, the players are brats. Hold on, what's the manager's job here? Because at the end of the day, you guys are expecting nothing from this guy. So if that's the case, Harry, suit up. You might as well go be the manager of Man United because you're not going to get no blame for nothing.
I'm decent on FM as well.
You know what I'm saying? No, after that 7-0, you being on the touchline, you stay away from the dugout, all right?
Don't do that.
You stay away from the dugout. But for real though, like the manager has no responsibility, and I just think, I'm not really impressed with him. I think he's a good manager, but I just think
I don't think
maybe the poison has got to him too.
That's what I think it is.
But it's hard to turn around that Man United poison, bro.
I think he's a good coach. Look. Why am I going to say this? But anyway, we need to take some advice from Arsenal. Yeah, the reason why I say that is because Edu is a director of football. He goes out there and he does the job. He looks at Arteta, and Arteta looks at the team. They have conversations about, okay, cool. Yeah. This is what we feel like we need. His job is to go out and fish out these players and bring them in. Yeah. Now I look at Ten Hag signings. We've given him a lot of control, and you said this. Some of the players that he bought in, I think he bought
his signings are shocking.
And
bro.
He bought them in because I think he likes the players and he thought, okay, cool, this should work, right? Yeah. But it hasn't. So now you've spent all of this money and you're going to be judged based off your signings. Now there's a bit less pressure if you just like you're trying to build a way of football, the way you want to play football, and you go and get someone. Now it's not his fault that he doesn't have that, but you will be judged based on your signings. Now the players that we've bought in, Anthony, I think. His best game that he's ever played so far for me was against Galatasaray. He was finally trying to beat wingers and so on and so forth. But why I don't blame Ten Hag is because in that game, we was 3-1 up. In what world are you 3-1 up and you can't have in-game management as players to be able to say, okay, cool guys, we're going to sit back and we're going to make the game difficult for them.
Onana, innit?
Copenhagen. Yeah, you can blame Onana. You can, 100%. But at the same time, I can also blame Bruno Fernandes for giving away 2 stupid free kicks.
Yeah, for sure.
I can also blame Pellistri for not squaring it to Shaw to make it 4-3.
Yeah.
There's so much going on in that game, that was a catastrophe. Copenhagen again. How we scored more goals than Bayern Munich and we're bottom of the league? How? It's a joke. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And I said this to you before. I said our season's like FM, bro. It's just a calamity. Yeah. So as a collective, and just to wrap up this, I just think, you see with Man United, fans just need to brace themselves. It's going to get even more worse. It's not going to get better. We sack another manager. We you know how it goes in football. You bring another manager in. He still has to deal with the same issue. Like for Ragnick to say it's open heart surgery needed, that is an indication of where we are right now. The club is rotten from the bottom to the players, and it's created a stinky environment where the players feel like they have more of a say than the manager. Yeah. I believe and I don't mean to mention Fergie's name so much but I believe if Fergie was in this place right now, players would have cancelled contracts a long time and would have been playing with reserve players or under 21s or even under 18s because the way the club was before is no longer how it is. Arteta's done a great job. Pep's done a great job about changing the narrative of what the club is. Same with Klopp. Same with Eddie Howe. So if these managers can do it, it's because their club is backing them and giving them what they need. Man United are not backing Ten Hag, and he will be faced to the Wolves. Hence why we're cancelling, banning journos and stuff. Journos coming in because it's too much. Yeah.
Look, the thing is, my thing, as I said before, like these players that we're talking about, the 9 that we're saying need to leave, like not need to leave, but if you're going to do a clear out and you're talking about same players, you need to start looking at them. Look at, I think this is around 9 signings here. Onana, Mount, Amrabat, Højlund, Anthony, Lissandro, Malacia, Casemiro. Have them man made it uncomfortable for the same players? They haven't. The reason, bro, the other day we started Dalot, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof and Maguire. That was literally Ralph Rangnick's team, bro. That was literally Ollie's team. Do you know what I mean? These guys haven't made it uncomfortable for them players because Ten Hag signings have not been good. If Ten Hag's, that's 9 signings right there. If Ten Hag's 9 signings were cold, them 9 men that we're talking about potentially need to leave, maybe they would have been thinking, yo, I'm on the bench, I need to leave. But they're not. They're looking at, they're looking at them like, you're a joke, man, too. Martial's looking at Højlund like, brother, you got 0 goals. You got 0 goals. I got more than you. I've got more goals than you this season. You know how mad that is? So, listen, at the end of the day, Ten Hag signings haven't helped us move forward either. And that's a massive concern. That's why Sir Jim and this Jean-Claude Blanc and whoever they bring in have a massive responsibility to do. But I want to do something quickly before we wrap up the Man United chat. I want to do a keep and sell with you, with the Man United squad.
Okay.
All right? So, forget Bayinda, whatever, and Tom Heaton, no one cares. Andre Onana.
If he cuts his hair, then he can stay. Because I don't think any black man should have a hair like that. He's trying to do spiky hair, but at this precise moment, I would say we keep him because who we're going to get? We're going to go and get another.
Okay, Lindelof.
Sell.
Maguire.
Keep. I'll keep him. At least he's showing that, bro. Like, this is the part. It's about your mentality, bro. he was down in the dumps, yeah. And against Newcastle, if not for him, we would have been 7-0 down. So I would say keep him as it stands.
Lissandro.
Keep.
Malacia.
Go, man. Just go. Go back to Holland. Go back to Ajax and go to the fucking Amsterdam camp and smoke some Cali, man.
Region.
Honestly, brother, he bigged me up on the touchline the other day, and I was thinking, I don't even know you know me, brother. So yeah, you can go.
Varane.
You can go as well, bro, because it just seems like you don't wanna be there, and you feel like you're better than the club, which you can say that because you've done well. Don't unfollow me though, love.
Dallo.
Oh, Dallo, no. Look, lovely guy, but I just think it's time, man. Honestly, lovely guy. Like I appreciate him.
Yeah,
man.
he's a top guy, man.
Top guy, but it's not working, man.
Luke Shaw.
That's my brother. He's got to stay. I like
Wan-Bissaka.
Wambi. That's my bro as well. I think
you see bro tax.
No. Okay.
You see
all
him
right.
Bro tax.
All right. So okay.
You see him bro tax.
No. Listen.
You see the conflicts of interest going on here.
Okay. Let me ask you.
This is the inside scoop.
Should he go?
Who?
Bissaka.
Yes.
For who though? Like what right back are we gonna get?
I don't care. He needs to go.
Bro, you're talking about these players going now. Okay,
Palace
in January.
January. Is there. I'm seeing man at Livramento and these ballers at other club, and you're telling me to
Livramento coming to Man United is going to change anything? You're not hearing, bro.
Hold on.
Like, it's not.
So then we might as well not sell nobody, bro.
No,
see, this is something you're gonna fall into the trap of other United fans, bro.
No. Listen
you just said you'll keep 3 of the same man.
Okay,
that fall on this. Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, and Maguire fall on the same man.
Hear me out. Maguire.
You see, I said it earlier, bro.
Okay, listen. Maguire, right now, we sell him. Who the hell in our team right now has played as good as him so far this season?
But
nobody.
We can't move forward. It's not. But where are we? Like 9. We're
okay,
like
but Varane,
Varane
doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying a clear out. But listen, we don't have to talk about replacements. Just do you want to see them part of our
Bissaka. I wouldn't sell Bissaka.
All right, cool. Johnny Evans.
Oh, he can go.
Amrabat.
That guy that turns 20 minutes to turn. Get him out of here, man.
Mason Mount.
Give him some time.
Bruno.
For me personally, I think we're not going to move forward as much as we want with Bruno. So I would get rid of him as well.
Ericsson.
Brother, again, it's all love and guidance. But if I'm trying to get to the top, you got to go as well.
Forget Ahmad. I won't mention Ahmad. Casemiro.
I'll pay for his ticket now. Pay for his ticket. Get him out.
Pelestri.
That guy that can't square pass. or more, just do the dash.
Van der Beek.
He's still there?
Bruv. He's still there, bruv.
Van der Beek needs to teach people how to finesse. Because him and not being able to play is one of the greatest jobs I've seen in football.
McTominay.
I say this all the time. Passion is one thing. Talent is the most important. Get out of here!
Martial.
If the fact that he's still there, again, 419 is active. It's active.
So he's gone. Okay, yeah. Rashford.
Get out.
Woo!
Get out.
Woo!
Because you're acting like you're bigger than the club. Get out, bro. Like, remember, yeah, I don't support these players and they're not my brethrens, bro. Like, when I say they're my bro, it's because we have that relationship. But my club means more to me than any player. You could go and get me another 11 players, yeah? And if they're playing well, I would love them because you're doing what you need to do. The reason why I'm saying these players need to dip is because they're not doing the bare minimum.
End of the day, right? People seem to forget all these guys are just employees, innit?
You're gonna support. If they leave their job today and they go to another club, they are over there.
They're there, and they're gonna have a whole new family. You're gonna support. You look at what we saw with Kai Havertz, bro. Like Arsenal fans absolutely despised him. He comes to Arsenal, and now everyone's please. I hope he bangs. You know what I mean?
On, man.
And everyone's supporting him. That's what it is. People come and go. Like when I started watching football, most of these guys weren't even around.
Honorable mention, yeah. When I went to go link Rudiger in Madrid, he was basically saying to me, he said, Luke Shaw is one of the best defenders he's ever seen. And the reason why he said that, the reason why, look, you've never played, you're fat. Look, the thing is, it's like, bro, when you play against these players, that actually give you a tough game. Shaw's fit. You run. I've seen you play. I've seen you play. Bro, I don't do pause no more, bro. I know exactly who I am, bro. Like when you play against players, on a day-to-day basis, or game week-by-week basis, you get to see their talents, innit? The fact that Man United are playing shit is why these players look horrible. See, you're fat, bro. I told you. This is the thing. You need to get cabs in the gym, man. You need to get me. Just thinking about burgers. You know what I'm saying, bro?
You see, they start to abuse me because they have to defend their boys. You guys seeing this, bro?
How many times have I said when Shaw's had poor performance, I say it to him? I'm one of those people.
He's been here 10 years.
All right, okay.
10 years.
So is Martial.
He's mid.
So is Martial.
And he needs to go.
Yeah, but when he scores, you're doing AM9 on Twitter, bro.
No, I'm not.
This is the point, man.
No, I'm not.
This is my problem with the boys, man.
Alright, Hoyland.
Man United, you see what you're fucking doing to us? You see what you're doing to us? I'm calling my boy fat. This is what I'm saying to you, bro. Why are we here?
No,
I just want them to win a game.
That's what I'm
dominate.
saying.
God,
listen,
damn it.
Hoyland, I think you'll say keep.
Yeah, of course, man.
Anthony.
If I say what I say right now, they won't allow me into Brazil. So let me just say, just honestly, Jinky Majinky. That's all he does.
Literally.
That's what he does. Get him out, man.
Garnacho.
Nah, Starboy.
Sancho. That's it. So fair enough. There's only a few men that you'll keep, but a couple of them are the same man, but we won't talk on that.
So who would you... Okay. Out of the defenders that I said that we'll keep, Luke Shaw, you'll get rid.
Yep.
Maguire, you'll get rid. And Basaka, you'll get rid.
Yep.
Okay. What did you smoke today?
Bro, what are you talking about, bro?
Well, what did you smoke today? Honestly,
I'm sober.
Okay, cool.
I'm sober.
Fair play, man.
I'm sober.
That's my opinion, innit? Let me know if you agree or disagree, innit? So, before we wrap up, we actually tweeted, well, Cams did anyway, some topics to discuss. So we're going to go through them. So this will be a new segment that we do, so involving you guys anyway. So
yes. So the ones that ain't too long, we already spoke about Man United, so I'm not going to go into them one. Somebody said, shout out to Touchline Oracle, Guti Hernandez. Yo, if that's his real name, he should have been a footballer by now, bro.
No, Guti Hernandez is the player.
It's the real player. Oh, you're talking about Guti, yeah? Yeah. I actually, do you know what? There was a lot of talk about Guti on the TL. Did you see?
Yeah. There was a lot of disrespect, though.
Yeah, but the people were a bit stretching it. He was a good player. He wasn't his highlight reel, his mixtape is better than
a lot of you lot didn't watch La Liga.
You know what I mean?
Why.
Like, you know John Wall's mixtape in college?
Who?
John Wall, the NBA player.
Yeah.
His mixtape in college, he looked like he'll be the new Michael Jordan. He gets to the league. He's all right.
Yeah, no, but Guti Hernandez was a top class player. It's just that, you know what it is, yeah? I think a lot of people, you didn't watch football the way you're talking about it. Like, Guti was one of those players, yeah, that was, he's like a, how can I say, like a Michael Carrick. Doesn't get the flipping plaudits, yeah. But in order for them to be able to have the freedom, but I think Guti was one of those players, and I don't listen to people on Twitter. Go ask the players that played with him. No, that's my indication of when I look, because I watched him, bro.
Yeah, no, but Guti was a top player. That he was
what
a very
good. Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna compare him to players that won
in his time. No.
The Spanish national team.
No, forget about the players that won thing. I'm just talking about like in the time. What I'm saying, I think like. Look, I always say this about people, right? There's some people's legacies that as football goes on, it increases, and some people's goes down.
Yeah, okay.
I think let's talk about Rio. Yeah, Rio was obviously world class, unbelievable. Rio's legacy is going to age way better than John Terry's, Vidic's, and that. Whereas when they were playing, they were levels, bro. But Rio's legacy, because everyone now is ball playing centre halves, and you look back and you're like, who was the first to do it? Oh, it was Rio, this guy. His legacy is going to go crazy. You look at someone like Ryan Giggs' legacy in football, it's going to go the other way. Ryan Giggs is going to look like a scrub to people in 20 years because they're going to look at his stats. What? That many assists in nearly 1,000 games? Nah, he was a scrub. And I think Guti, because of the way he played in that era, now people are looking back at it and saying, wow, like this guy was a master. But in the time, there was guys like Rui Costa, Aymar, all these men were better than him. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say.
No, but the thing is though,
they were better than Guti.
You can say he's better than him. Aymar,
Rui Costa.
You can say he's better than him, yeah, but like
Zidane.
That's for me. Zidane is a different. We're talking about.
But I'm just saying these are the guys that were in and amongst
Guti
him.
in those teams, because this is the thing. This is what I say to people, and I don't even think you probably watched Guti them times there to know exactly what type of role he played in that team. Guti's role was to receive the ball and make it easy for people to transition. That's why whenever he got the ball, his main focus was to pass. When you look at interviews, go look at the interviews, bro. When they speak about Guti, when Raul speaks about him, when Zidane speaks about him,
he's the top player. But I'm just saying, he was being compared to KDB.
That's like
KDB is better than him, bro.
That's okay, but bro, KDB is a different type of midfield.
Yeah, but they were being compared.
Okay, that's what I'm saying to you. I don't look at Twitter when I'm just saying
I'm bringing it through because of that.
Yeah, when I'm looking at football, or Twitter, Twitter has this thing where it's like players whose at is called Garnacho7, have these things where they speak about players because they've gone and got YouTube compilations of a player, right? I watched Guti play.
Yep.
And whenever I watch Guti play, when it comes to actually the goals that we're talking about, he has a role to play in it. That's like Michael Carrick. That's like Rodri. These players, yeah, they may not get the plaudits because obviously it's about goals and the best bicycle kick nowadays. But if we're talking about Guti's influence in that team, it's so powerful that's why
I think you're stretching his influence a little bit.
No, bro.
I think you're stretching his influence a little bit. Bro, you don't. I've never disclosed my age online.
Okay. You know, I'm significantly a bit older than you.
Yeah.
Right? During that La Liga era where it was like Real Madrid, Valencia,
that's what I'm saying. Man like Mendieta, man like Aymar.
Mendieta doesn't lace Guti's boots.
Guti's a better player, but what I'm saying is at the time it's not like he was clear of these man. He wasn't clear of Pablo Aymar was better than him.
Okay, Pablo Aymar was better than him. Pablo Aymar is an Argentinian great, yeah.
Yeah.
Riquelme, these are all great players, yeah. But these players are attacking players. Guti was a central midfield player. You see when it was CM. That was his role, and then obviously he had that attacking prowess to him where he could assist. Most of he
had genius about him.
Yeah, so
what I'm saying is just his legacy is being pushed a bit too much.
It's being pushed, but it's not a mad thing that it's getting pushed, bro. Because we got players like flipping, I don't know. There's players that like, for example, like Santi Cazorla was a great player, but bro, people talk about him like he was God
kid. Yeah. No, people talk about him like he was God when he was just good.
He just had great feet.
Yeah,
both feet.
I think that's quite comparable to Guti. I'm not gonna lie. I can see Cazorla's legacy is a bit getting pushed a little bit too much too.
Yeah, so I don't think he was like the greatest Spanish player, but what a player he was, isn't it?
Okay, cool. Foden's season. A couple people said speak about Foden's underrated season. I actually think a lot of people are just create narratives around Phil Foden now. You know what I mean? Obviously, anything Foden does, he gets involved in this topic with Saka and blah, 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 blah. But I think Foden is quietly having a very good season for Man City. Stats-wise, it's decent, and performance-wise, it's good. We still always feel like, give us a little bit more, bit more. But it's Man City. Like I keep saying, the only people that we have seen be like otherworldly at Man City are literally the best players potentially best players in the world. You're talking about Yaya Toure, you're talking about Aguero, you're talking about KDBs. These guys that when they are the best, when it feels like that's his team, they're the best players in the world. Foden is not the best player in the world conversations yet. Let him develop, let him grow. A lot of people think it's as linear as just, oh, if you had dropped this guy in this team, he's going to be good because he's playing with all these players. That's not how it works, bro. Sometimes when you're playing with better players, you have to know your role. You have to understand. Then when you're playing with a lesser team, and it's like, oh, the team is mine. If Foden went to majority of the teams in the league, he'll have the keys.
100%.
I think the narrative around Foden is getting so boring, bro. It's so boring. And I just think, I don't know. I think because Southgate doesn't pick him for England as well. I'm like, all of a sudden you lot rate Gareth Southgate's decisions. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, when it's time to talk about Phil Foden, he doesn't play for his country. So what, you don't rate all of what Gareth Southgate does? Do you know what I'm saying? But when Gareth Southgate's playing Walker or something ahead of Reece James, you complaining. Oh, hold on, don't worry, don't complain about that. Trent must be a scrub too. Reece James must be a scrub because they don't play for their country. You know what I'm saying? So it's silly narratives, man.
So there's been some comparisons, between Bellingham and Zidane, which I've seen on the timeline. Obviously, Adidas did the iconic Predator launch with Jude Bellingham. And you know what, I think Zidane is in a league of his own, And I think that there's really not a player on this planet that I feel like will ever be like Zidane. But Jude Bellingham said something before he even moved to Real Madrid when he was at Dortmund. He spoke about, I've never seen Zidane play, but I watched enough clips and I basically modeled my game around him. Now, the elegance that Zidane has is completely iconic. And again, I said, we'll never have anything like it. But there's a lot of similarities that I see in Bellingham to Zidane in terms of the way he glides in that midfield. The fact that he's the highest goal scorer in La Liga right now. He's doing better than Zidane, Ronaldo did when they first signed to Real Madrid. Him being a golden boy is just a small bonus to, I feel like he's influenced in that team. Now, they don't have a out and out striker, but that influence is what I'm seeing in the team. I'm not saying he's like Zidane in any way, shape or form, but there's a reasons why there's a likeliness to him, Do you think it's too mad to compare him and Zidane too soon? Even though, like, Zidane was the guy and is the guy. But Bellingham is 20 and he's doing a madness. Some things that some players don't even achieve in their whole career. To go to Real Madrid as a British player and to have that influence and be the star boy. Like, when you go to that Real Madrid, you go and watch this, where the shirt sells.
Jude is...
There's no one else.
It's Jude Mania,
him and
mate.
Vinny. So what's your views on the comparison?
Do you know what? I tweeted it as well. I said, listen, I don't think he's like Zidane, but that performance versus Napoli,
bro,
I thought I was watching Zidane, bruv. No, I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Like, he was rolling the ball off his right, passing it with his left. He was flicking it around the corner. He was dribbling. I was like, yo, everything he's doing is
Outside
like,
of the boot
he was
passes.
moving. He was actually moving like Zidane that game. You know what I mean? It was very eerie. Like, it was very weird to see how much he looked like Zidane on the pitch there. But I still always say Zidane for me is the most unique football talent ever.
Yeah.
You can't get a Zidane, bro. Ambidextrous, 6 foot plus, that strong, dribbles off both feet, can score any type of goal. The pauser that he plays with, Zidane was just the most unique talent, I think. You know what I mean? Like, people might say like Messi, but we've seen iteration of Messi and Maradona. You know what I mean? Left-footed, small, they dribble through people, can score worldies, all that type of stuff. You've seen it. Like, he's like baby Maradona, but he elevated to another level. But tell me even a replica of Zidane. You can't even, people try to say Neymar, Ronaldinho and that. Like, you can't even get another Zidane, bro. You can't make that up. But what he looked like, he did look very similar to Zidane. And what he is doing, bro, this shit is incredible. Like, this is beyond, this is like beyond it. He might score 30 goals this season from midfield. Like, and everyone says he doesn't do enough midfielding. But that game against Napoli, he showed he can do everything. He was picking up the ball in the first phase, dribbling through 3-4. You know what I mean? Scored a goal as well. I'm like, yo, now he's unlocking headers. Like, what's he doing?
Bro,
Do you know what I mean? Like, what's he doing?
Hoselu had a horrible game.
Yeah.
So much so that he outside of the boot to him, and Hoselu was like, please, guys, don't give
bro.
Like, it was, I think for me, the element of a leader that I see in him, not just by being vocal about it, but by performances. I'm sure anyone that's seen him play, like even Rudiger, when I went to go and meet him, he said, what this guy's doing is beyond anything we thought. Carlo Ancelotti said we didn't buy him to be a goal scorer, but because of his belief in himself, it's showing. And I think that is why,
bro,
this career at Real Madrid, we're all praying that it is the best that we've ever seen, because we know what type of guy he is.
He's gonna, the way he's going, he'll definitely end his career in the greatest British players ever kind of discussions with.
Who is the greatest British player of all time?
Rooney for me.
Not Gareth Bale?
I think Bale's in the top 5, but I still got Rooney. I just think Rooney is just something different. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, from the ones that I've watched, I can't talk about like Bobby Charlton and stuff. If it was that, then I'll probably say him. But I'll say But you know what, Jude? Yeah, we said it. Remember when I was at your crib? Yeah, and we watched that documentary about him, and they were just talking about him mental wise. Yeah, you see Jude. Yeah. Bro, that guy is a proper student of the game. And I knew that when I used to see his press conferences for Dortmund, and they'll talk about like, who's your idol? And the way he talks about them, and it wasn't the norm. It wasn't, Messi, Ronaldo. It wasn't that. It was like different type of players and the reasons why. And you know how tapped Jude is, yeah? Because I promise you, if Jude actually did get that move to Liverpool, let's say, he'll be wearing number 8, and he'll be trying to play like Steven Gerrard, and he will do it well. Man came to Real Madrid and said, number 5, I'm going to play like Zidane. And he's playing like Zidane. I'm like, yo, how are you downloading all this data, fam? Like, how is this data being... Like, he would have come to Man United, looked around and said, who should I play at? Scholes? 18? Give me 18. He'll start spraying it like Scholes. Like, the guy is like, I don't know how he's doing, but that's because he's a proper student. I think this guy goes home and watches videos. Watches players, you know what I mean? Watches, like, he loves the game, and you can feel it. And we're talking about Man United players who look like they probably just come, clock out, you know what I mean?
Shisha lounge.
Yeah, I'm saying shisha, balloons at the wheel as well. They'll be doing balloons at the wheel.
Just clang, 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 clang,
You know what I'm saying?
clang, 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 clang.
But Jude, he looks like he lives, breathes, he just lives and breathes football. And that's why you can go to Real Madrid and, bro, we're talking about, this ain't Real Madrid. Okay, you can say a little bit is in transition, I guess, but Modric is still there. Cruz is still there. Courtois is still there. Alaba. These men have won.
They've got
I mean, those men are young.
Yeah, of course.
I'm talking about men that have won. Carvajal.
Yeah.
Them men have won it all, and they're looking at this guy like, yo, you know, this is your team for the next 10. It's amazing what he's doing. Look, I struggle to think about who could have done this.
Yeah.
Now, I hate how people are trying to just talk him down and this guy, he doesn't do enough midfielding. Do you know what we're witnessing, bro?
Greatness.
Do you know what we're witnessing? He just got the golden boy. He's got the copper trophy. Don't let that brother
Whoa,
win.
whoa.
Don't let that.
Whoa. No, okay, I'm going to say it now.
Don't let
England
him
win the Euros.
Don't let him
Real
win.
Madrid win the Champions League. If they don't personally hand deliver that Ballon d'Or,
Don't let him win the Ballon d'Or.
It's a mad thing.
Because that trophy will look goated, you know?
Yeah.
Golden Boy, copper trophy.
And I want him to do this.
But, bro,
I need that picture.
Don't let it happen.
You know
That's
that
what
one,
I'm saying.
It wasn't me. You know, I need one of those. But yeah.
That's all from me, man.
Yeah, but thank you guys for staying here. You made me and Cams argue, brother. You're not fat.
The joke, man. No, he didn't call me fat.
No,
it's
brother.
Vegeta guy, bro. He's Vegeta.
No,
and he's calling me fat, yeah?
Bro, take a hat.
Nah, bro.
That's something to say to you. Wearing a hat like a
today,
robber.
bro.
Anyway, listen. I've been Harry Pinero. This has been Culture Cams. We are going live at 7 p.m. Me and Avellino for the live watch along between Manchester United and Chelsea at Old Trafford. Be there, be square.
Yes.
And let us know in the comments. And also, man, look out for our socials so you guys can get involved with some topics for us to discuss at the end of every episode. Man, Cams, can we just shake?
Yeah, we'll shake.
I
man.
apologize, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
I apologize for my reaction as well.
Yeah,
you know
and calling me Vegeta is a bit.
Yeah.
That means you've been thinking this for a long time. You lot laughing in the back. Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
I took it from your YouTube comments, man. I took it from your YouTube
so it's
comments.
you. I knew it was you. I knew it was you.
My burner being exposed.
C Money, innit? C Money _. I see you, brother. All right, take care, man. See you on the next episode.